I will remember to put an apron on. Welcome back to Making Every Pasta. Okay, so for video 2, I think we're going to make some Garganelli. If you've never heard of Garganelli before, it's basically a little square of pasta that's rolled diagonally over a cavarola board. This is my board. It's unfinished wood always. This one has stripes going down top to bottom. There's some that have a diamond pattern on there. There's some that are much larger. But this is mine. It works well in my tiny New York apartment. Before I start, I wanted to show you this book called The Geometry of Pasta. I got it as a gift from my boyfriend a while ago for a birthday present. Inside it lists a bunch of different kinds of pasta, all alphabetically, how big it's supposed to be, where it comes from, and it served as a really great jumping off point for planning how to make every kind of pasta. Thank you, Mike. When these are made, you're going to see that they look pretty similar to penne, but they couldn't be more different. For instance, penne is an extruded pasta. This is going to be a hand-formed pasta. I know it seems like an inconsequential difference, but the ridges on the Garganelli will be going... how do I explain this? If we roll the Garganelli down the board this way, and this is the piece of pasta, the ridges will be perpendicular to the piece of pasta. Since penne is extruded, the ridges are formed from the end of the extruder. So as the pasta comes out, the ridges are formed and they go from end to end. Okay, I want to get started so we can make the dough, give it enough time to rest, and make use of this beautiful sun that's giving me side light from my right. Making every pasta. Okay, so I have 6 egg yolks right here. The ratio that I use for egg yolk pasta is 1 egg yolk for every 25 grams of flour. So, because I have 6 egg yolks, I have 150 grams of flour here. I want to add about a tablespoon of water and a tablespoon of olive oil per 4 egg yolks. So over the course of me mixing the dough, I'll add about 1.5 tablespoons of oil and 1.5 tablespoons of water. Let's start with our well. Woo! It's been about 8 or 9 minutes, maybe even 10 at this point. What I ended up with was a really nice ball of pasta dough. It's really nice and yellow, which I love. It's nice and silky. I can tell that even after it rests, it's going to be even better. For this dough, because the flavor and silkiness are so important, I'm going to use some actual extra virgin olive oil to rub on the surface of the dough as it rests. Time for a coffee break. While we're waiting for the pasta dough to rest, take this time to subscribe to our channel. Also hit that little bell symbol at the bottom, so that way when I make a new Making Every Pasta video, you'll get a notification. Okay, we're back. The dough has rested for 45 minutes, so we are ready to roll it out and make some Garganelli. Tools that I have here. So extra flour off to the side for more dusting. We have our landing sheet tray for all the Garganelli. Hiding is my little diary. This is my pasta roller again. Of course, we have our bench scraper for cutting. The last tool is this cavarola and wooden dowel. This is the thing that's going to shape our Garganelli. First things first, I want to unwrap our dough and check the hydration to see if it's going to be good enough to use. The dough is looking really great. It's still silky smooth. The olive oil on the outside really helped it not form a crust. Okay, I'm gonna wrap up this piece of pasta and save it for later, and then we're gonna start rolling out the smaller piece. I'm not exactly sure what thickness we're gonna roll it out to. I'm thinking it's gonna be between 6 and 7. We want something a little thin here. Okay, it's looking good. I'm just gonna do a letter fold and pass it through 0 3 times. Where's the ruler? Okay, so I have my ruler out because I'm a dork. I'm just gonna square it up. Let's make them 1 3/4 inch wide. I'm not gonna measure the square. I feel confident that I can eyeball cutting the squares out of this long strip. All right, let's try rolling it. I'm gonna get one piece, lay it on the board diagonally, put the dowel down, and then just finish rolling as I push into the ridges. Sweet. And it sealed it. They come off pretty easily. That's great. Woohoo! Oh, wow. Let's try more. So one more time, I'm laying the pasta down and I'm still grabbing the top corner. I'm going to put my dowel down and start folding over the pasta. Just tuck it in a little bit, and then I'm going to use my hand and push into the grooves to seal it. Not bad. That's pretty great. I love it. Ooh, 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 she's stuck. Okay, this is not... Okay, that one's stuck. Don't be too hard. The dough is really soft, so I did put a little bit of flour down because it was sticking to my dowel, and I do not want that to happen. Perfect. Oh. I definitely think this is the right thickness for the dough here. I think any thinner and the pasta would have kind of fallen apart. All right, let's try cutting a piece of pasta so when I roll it out, I end up getting 2 widths of dough that I can use. I think that just means I need to cut it a little bit thicker and pass it through the right way. Let's see. Okay, nerd alert, getting my ruler back out. So 1 3/4 plus 1 3/4 is 3.5. So I hope that this dough is 3.5 inches wide. Heyo! Perfect. It's 3 3/4. Perfect. Okay. I'm going to square it up. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do is just cut this right in half. It's just over what I need, but I'm not going to waste any pasta on this one. I lied. I'm just going to clean up the edges that have cracked a little bit. I think that'll give us nice looking Garganelli. Let's cut this right in half. Yay. Okay, yum. Now I'm going to make squares. Let's do it. Something I'm definitely noticing is that as I roll it, I don't want to be too harsh on the dowel, or otherwise something like that happens. While you want the layers to seal as you roll it, it's still really silky and kind of fragile, I'm finding. So you just want to be careful as you're rolling it. I think this pasta is actually quite easy to make. As long as you can get your dough hydration to be kind of on point from the beginning, actually forming the pasta is not difficult at all. It's just cutting it into squares and rolling it with this dowel. I would say even if you're a beginner, you should give it a try. Boom. All right, finished. These look so pretty. I think the egg yolk pasta is totally the way to go with these. All in all, this was pretty easy. They look super special because they're all hand formed. Thanks so much for watching this video. Check out the description below for a link to our Instagram where you can see the finished pasta after it's cooked. And they come, this tiny little bitty nugget. I love it.